Don Rickles was one of America's favorite comedians. From messing with current presidents to other famous celebrities, there isn't someone out there that has a bad memory of him. Here we have compiled some of our favorite Don Rickles stories. Hope you enjoy. Up first, Frank Sinatra shares a story of meeting Don at a restaurant.
I was eating dinner at a restaurant in New York, and I was sitting with some friends, and he came over to the table, and he said, "Frank, do me a favor, will you?" He said, "I'm sitting with a very pretty girl, and I'm trying to make out, you know." And he said, "I told her I know you, and she really doesn't believe me. Would you stop by the table?" I said, "All right." I was just about finished. I was down to the espresso, and finally he went back, and I walked by the table, and I said, "How are you, Don? Nice to see you." He said, "Can't you see I'm eating, Frank? What are you doing?"
Adam Sandler was out with Steve Buscemi when Don approached them.
We're sitting at Dan Tana's and eating, and then Rickles came over to us, and we were like, "Oh my God, this is happening right now." And he says to Buscemi, something like, maybe 23 whatever years ago, he says something about, "I saw your movie, Mr. Pink, more like Mr. Stink," or something like that. And Buscemi's like, laughing. And then he laughs and he goes, "Ooh, maybe get some braces."
He saved some room to roast Adam Sandler, too.
And then he sees me and he goes, "Ooh, and you, wow." And I go, "Hey, how you doing?" And he's like, I think it was Happy Gilmore or something. He goes, "So Happy Gilmore, watch the whole thing. Wow, amazing how no talent can get you a movie." I was like, "Yes, yes."
Johnny Depp surprised us with an amazing Don Rickles impression.
He was always so sweet. And at the New York thing, where we were out to, it was like a roast or something.
Yeah, it was a tribute. Yeah, right.
So I ran backstage to go see Don before he was coming out. I run back real quick, and he's sitting in a chair, and I said, "Hey, Don, I just want to let you know, I'm here and wish you luck and everything." He goes, "John, you're here, and you're not late."
Brad Garrett shares his favorite Don Rickles story.
Funniest fan, probably Rickles. Rickles. My girlfriend is quite a bit younger than me. You know the drill. And we were at, and Rickles walks up to the table and looks at her and looks at me and goes, "12? She 12?" And then he says, "Have you been kidnapped, darling? Have you been kidnapped? Blink if you've been kidnapped." That was a funny encounter. It killed the sex because, Don hit on her and left Barbara in the lobby.
Bob Saget was one of the few comedians that could make Don Rickles laugh.
So I hadn't seen him for a year after I directed him in Dirty Work, and I was in a restaurant, and he comes up to me in the middle of the room, and he goes, "Bob, so good to see you," and he grabs me by the head, and he whispers in my ear, "I don't miss you at all." And that's just Don Rickles, because what that is that's just live, just for you. It's sotto voce.
Bill Burr couldn't live without a Don Rickles story of his own.
You know, I heckled him.
Did you?
I had
Who?
to.
Rickles.
Don Rickles. It was the end of his show, and he was just doing question and answering, and I was just way in the back, and I wasn't going to get to meet him, and I had to have an interaction with him.
Yeah.
So I just was in the back, and as he was talking, making everybody laugh, I just went, "Donnie!" And he didn't say anything. And I waited like another 5 minutes. He kept doing jokes, and then I went, "Donnie!" And he just looked, and he goes, "Yeah, I know my name."
Norm Macdonald was worried asking Don about Frank Sinatra. He surprises him.
So, but finally I said, I'm going to fucking ask him like at lunch, how Frank's doing.
Yeah.
So I go, "Listen, Don, man, I don't want to bum you out or anything, but, because he was on his deathbed and everything. I go, Have you seen Frank? He goes, "Yeah, I saw him last week. It was a lot of this."
Spit coming out of his mouth.
And then he goes, "No, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of me 2 inches from his face going, 'I'm not Barbara.'"
Kevin Pollak recalls that time Rickles roasted Robert De Niro.
Well, the camera's rolling around the casino floor. There's 100 extras.
Right.
Rickles is standing next to De Niro in a scene. De Niro is acting, saying his dialogue. Rickles' character is just standing there, as he does for most of the film. He's not supposed to speak. And in the middle of the take, he looked at De Niro and said, "Is that the way you're going to do it? Like that? No, you got the awards. I'm sure you know what you're doing. Go ahead."
Pollak then tells why Rickles is able to get away with roasting De Niro.
Rickles knew that he owned De Niro because De Niro worshipped Rickles. When he was a kid, there were two types of peer groups on the street corners in New York. When De Niro grew up, there was doo-wop groups and put-down groups. And demure De Niro was in a put-down group. Your mother this, your mother that, right?
Right.
So to them, Rickles was God. And Rickles found out about it and went after him every day.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more Everything Hollywood videos.